And hit it.
Is it them again, Yogi?
It's always them, boo-boo.
And now, from a secret location outside of Hooker, Oklahoma, nestled in our DEFCON 1 priority bunker, safely ensconced hundreds of feet below the fruited plains where America grows her amber waves. Articulating profundities with humor and perspicacity seldom heard between these purple mountains' majesty, it's the Jay Thomas Show, with your humble host, Jay Thomas.
Well, thank you, Alex. I am the humblest of hosts. I will tell you that. Okay, the headlines in Channel 6 from Tulsa is 23 injured near Arcadia Lake as police search for mass shooting suspect. That was at 11 o'clock last night. Same crap, different day. Okay, let's listen to the 911.
Here, all units responding. There are going to be multiple gunshot wounds. We're still shooting on the line. It's going to be at the pavilion. We'll be calling parties, and it's difficult to get information.
All right, what she's saying, and you can barely hear it, and it's really terrible. It's garbled. It says, all units responding. There are going to be multiple gunshot victims. We're still inaudible. Blah, blah, blah. We believe it's going to be at the pavilion. Blah, blah, blah. And then it goes on.
Units responding. All of the victims that we know of are going to be in the general area of the pavilion right now.
All right, it says all the victims that we know of are going to be in the general area of the pavilion right now. Female victims, she emphasizes.
Female victims.
Have you sent as many medical personnel as you got?
An officer is respond with as many medical personnel as you got. That was last night, about 11 o'clock. Let's see what's going on now. So that was when they were reporting 10 victims, something like that. And now, this is coming out in dribs and drabs. And the reason for that is obvious. The event was called Fun Day Sunday. And if you looked at it online, you have at Arcadia Lake, 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. And it says food, music, all night, 8 grills, and then good vibes for good people. And it shows, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 individuals here. One with blue hair. And they're all people of color. One's smoking a blunt. The other guy looks like he's lighting up a blunt. Good vibes, man. Good food, yeah. It's for good people only. And you should be happy to know that the victims were shot with a Biden-approved firearm, a shotgun. So they reported it like this. They called the party attendees youths, the Utes, when the video taken during the party clearly shows crowds of, they weren't Utes, they were like 18 to 25-year-old black Americans. So they just say Utes. You know, the 2 Utes did something. And this is how it was started. And let's see what channel. This is from Channel 5 Coco in Oklahoma City. Let's hear this.
Not permitted or reserved to be on this campus.
Oh,
Edmond police did say that this event was circulating online on social media, but it was not permitted or reserved to be on this campus.
So they weren't supposed to be there. No kidding, really?
Now we now know that 23 people have been injured in this shooting. Police.
So they're saying 23 now. It's up from 10 to 23 people.
Say that the severity of their injuries range, but they couldn't say if any of them were fatal or how many were even gunshot wounds. Now,
well, of course not. They're not gonna put that out until they can put the best face on this that they can.
Now, I asked police specifically if anyone has died from last night's shooting. They told us they cannot confirm that information.
Well, thank God. It's, no one wants their kid dead just for going to a stupid rave or party.
Now, we now know that several people were rushed to the hospital, but many transported themselves. Edmond police tells us there is no threat to the public, but they are...
No threat. Just this guy out there with a shotgun. No threat at all.
Actively working the case, and they can't release any suspect information at this time, but they are urging anybody who was out here at the time to contact their office immediately. But of course,
Sure. Okay, this is what Coco News 5 ABC in Oklahoma City says what we know as of 11:30 today. All right. Wait a minute. The update was at 12:25 today, which is about an hour ago. So the shooting happened around 9 p.m. Yeah, like I said. 23 people were injured and taken to metro area hospitals. 3 remain in critical condition, and 4 others are in serious condition. The conditions of victims taken to other hospitals other hospitals around are unknown. Authorities have not reported any deaths. Again, thank God. No arrests have been made, of course, and information about those involved has not been released. Well, of course they aren't. So this is a clearly it's some black teenagers got together, decided that they were going to do one of these pop-up parties, and this is what happened. This has been reported. Hold on. Okay, the witness that they interviewed is not coming up, but the witness told KOCO that a fight broke out at the party before the shooting, but police have not confirmed the details. Now, what I did pick up from the guy interviewing the guy is that they came there. They were already on the lake, and they came over to party, and he says that a fight broke out, and then it calmed down, and then all of a sudden somebody came back and started shooting. Sound familiar? So, apparently the Edmond police don't have any. This was put out on TikTok and I guess X, and apparently the Edmond police don't have TikTok. They don't monitor TikTok for things like this. This is where these things get going, but apparently, they don't monitor it there in Edmond. Okay, and this is what the mayor, Mark Nash, this is his statement. And it's just as full of just political garbage as you can pack into a few sentences. Last night's incident at Arcadia Lake was a tragedy, and our thoughts are with those who were injured. We are grateful for the swift response of the first responders and law enforcement who acted quickly to secure the area and start the investigation. Yeah, they acted quickly after this. You should learn from this. After the shooting, they acted quickly. Cops are going to show up after the shooting. This is continuing the mayor here. I want to speak clearly to the residents of Edmond. Our community remains safe. Arcadia Lake is one of the community's crown jewels, a place where families hike and camp and fish and spend time together. That is the Arcadia Lake our residents know and love, and we are committed to keeping it that way and have as few shootings as possible. I just added that, sorry. Edmond continues to be one of the most desirable and safest communities in Oklahoma and across the country. Incidents like this are rare. Thank God, huh? Huh? What do you think? Oh, they're rare. And they will not define us. They always say that. This will not define us. When they have a group of people like George Floyd showing up, this will not define us. Yeah, it does. It defines you perfectly. Sorry. We are already reviewing park operations, policies, and security measures to ensure we continue to meet the high standards. This was a high standard, by the way, our residents expect and deserve. So the high standard of 23 people being injured in a mass shooting is going to continue, damn it. All right, continues. We are strong, engaged community. We're strong and engaged. We support one another. We face challenges directly, and we move forward together. That is what makes Edmond special. Yeah, you guys arrive on the short bus. And that is exactly what we will continue to protect. All of that is garbage. As the investigation continues, we will share updates as appropriate. In other words, you're not going to hear another thing from these people. In the meantime, please know this: Edmond remains a safe, vibrant place to live, work, and raise a family. All right, that's just political garbage, and we all know it, right? Hold on one second. And also, the mayor would like you to know that he's spoken to the police already. Yeah, he got just about as much as we got out of it, which is nothing. We are grateful to all members of law enforcement across multiple jurisdictions who responded. That's what their job is. I can't take politicians anymore. I'm really getting sick of them. So, I know, Cece. Yeah, good intro, by the way. I know I'm trying not to swear. Because I'm trying to be different online. But anyway, that's all just bull crap. That's just bull crap. All that is political garbage. We have some stats. Let's take a look at the stats. Okay, the first data that we need to look at, because you know that the shooter in this instant was a black kid, probably 18 maybe, 18 to 24. Let's take a look at who blacks vote for. It has been as high as 93%. Recently, black voters, according to Pew Research, vote 86 to 83%, or 83 to 86% for Democrats. That's how many. 86% of blacks vote for Democrats. The last go around it was 83. And it's been like 5 to 8 points higher. 91% of all blacks vote Democrat. Okay, so those are the first. That's the first statistic I want to show you. And then, according to the FBI's most recent homicide data, 55 and black males make up about 7% of the population. That's it. Black males make up 7% because the total percentage is 13. So 6.5 to 7% of the population. In 2019, 55%, almost 56% of murders were attributed to blacks. Were attributed to 7% of the population. 7% of the population commit almost 56% of the murders. Whites, which are 70% of the population, are 41.1% of the murders. And the data shows that 55 to 55% of known homicide victims have been black. So it's mostly black on black crime like this. Now, I'm not saying these statistics because I'm happy about this. I'm saying these statistics because this is sad. This is freaking sad. So, accordingly, and these are homicides that have been solved. In some cities, the clear rate for homicides, and these are black cities, is like 20%. Now, how many blacks are in prison for murder? Blacks are significantly, this is from AI, this is from Prison Policy Initiative is what it is. Black Americans are significantly overrepresented of incarceration for murder relative to the share of the general U.S. population. While black individuals make up roughly 14% of the U.S. population, data indicates they account for approximately half. No, it's more than half. This is Prison Policy Institute or Initiative is wrong. It's 55% according to the FBI. So this is incredible. This is a shame. This isn't something to, yeah, it's funny to have the boo-boo yogi thing. Yeah, But in reality, this is shocking and shameful. And I guarantee you, the parents of these kids, 70% of them, if you follow the data, don't have fathers living at home. Just the data, man. I'm sorry. Again, 83% of their parents vote Democrat. A high percentage of them have not finished high school. And if they do, they can't read at 5th grade level because of our terrible education system. This isn't a mirror up to this population, up to the Sunday fun day, the good vibes, the good people. That's not holding a mirror up to them. It's holding the mirror up to the Democrat Party, to the people running these cities, to the stupid politician saying junk like this. Just junk. Just crap. Listen to this. Listen to this jerk. Just listen to the freaking mayor. The mayor that just spews garbage.
Calls it a tragedy and says Edmond remains a safe, vibrant place to live, work, and raise a family. He says the city is now reviewing that park's operations and the security measures in the wake of the shooting. We heard from...
Yeah, you had to wait for a freaking shooting to review the policies. It's frustrating. It is just... I'm sorry. It is freaking frustrating. Put whatever F word you want in there. So we're talking about clearance rates for homicide in major cities. And this is according to the Murder Accountability Project. I don't believe we actually have one of those, but we do. And Chicago, Illinois, and Flint, Michigan are consistently identified as having the lowest murder clearance rates in the United States. And the clearance rate of Chicago has a long-term homicide solve rate of 32%. And in certain high-violence neighborhoods, okay, let's just say in the black neighborhoods, the clearance rate via prosecution can drop as low as 21%. In Flint, Michigan, not only is there lead in your water, but there's lead in your head. And the historical record for clearance rate is just 17.5% between 2005 and 2015, over 10 years. This is the reason why it says factors influencing the solve rates. Community trust. Blacks don't trust the cops. They're not going to go. What's going to happen is nobody's going to talk. This is what my prediction. No one's going to talk about who did this. But soon, some kid is going to end up dead on the streets of Edmonton, and everybody's going to know why. Because someone's going to go by with a shotgun, with a Biden-approved shotgun, and shoot him. The high homicide rates overwhelm the detective units. Yeah, that's true. If you're killing 2 or 3 people a day, they're running their butts off. Forensic backlogs. There's a long wait time. You got to get in all this evidence, and it has to come back, and it has to stick in court. And the type of crime. Murders committed with firearms, which are increasing, frequently result in fewer witnesses because they drive by and they shoot them. So this absolute asinine mayor can babble all he wants about Edmond being the safest city, and the city that is the best city, that and Arcadia is the lovingest place in the world, and it's all just garbage. I mean, Mayor Nash can go on and say things like the Arcadia Lake is one of our community's crown jewels, and it's a place where we can camp and fish and spend time and shoot our shotguns. That is the Arcadia Lake we know. We continue to meet this high standards. What high standards? Listen to these are all just buzzwords that they put together, and some clown puts it together for him and he repeats it. Our community remains safe. No, it doesn't. There's somebody out there with a shotgun that just shot a bunch of people. And then we are a strong, engaged community. You always hear this from politicians. We support one another. We face challenges like people shooting 10 people with a Biden-approved weapon. And we face them directly, and we move forward together directly. And what needs to be said needs to be said. The parents of these people need to be held accountable. There was this father, I think it was in Michigan. He was held accountable for buying his son a gun, a firearm, and his son going in and shooting people at school. This is what has to happen to these people, and I don't care if they're poor, and I don't care if they just got their SNAP cards removed or whatever garbage they use. That Trump's in office and they just went crazy. I don't care. You have to hold these Utes parents accountable. And this is, I guarantee you, when we find out who did this, they're not going to be like honor students like Michael Brown was. He was an honor student going to medical school, apparently. He had his hands up. He said, don't shoot. All this bull crap that just continues to go on. And you have these, politicized words, these political words inserted into speeches that should say we're going to find these people, we're going to arrest them, and we're going to convict them, and then we're going to put them in jail for a long time, and we're going to hold their parents and them around them responsible for this nonsense. Because if this kid is just some 17-year-old kid with a shotgun, where do you get the shotgun? I know, this is Joe Biden's answer, is buy a shotgun. So there we are. And I don't know if you've ever seen what a shotgun can do to somebody, but read what happened to Paul Murdoch, whatever his name is out there. His father used a shotgun, and it blew his brain out of his head. Shotguns are not these soft, fluffy weapons, but apparently Biden thinks they are. So, again, I'm not making fun of this. Far be it. Far from that. I'm trying to hold somebody responsible, for God's sake, because this happens too often, and it happens in the black community much too often. And they don't deserve this. And if our politicians had any sense and any guts, this would have been stopped a long time ago. But the Democrats want to blame guns. They're not blaming your kids. They're not blaming the scumbags that are doing this. The drug dealers, the thugs, the people who think they're tough. Look at all the pictures where you have these kids all with guns and they're pointing them at each other. That's the Democrats. And if the Democrats were not allowed to have weapons, our murder rate would go down. So we don't know anything more. It's been 15 hours. That's not a whole lot of time. 16, 18 hours. That's not a whole lot of time. I'm not expecting, miracles, but the name of the individual would be nice. To say, hey, we have a person of interest. But they won't, because none of these kids are going to talk. It's been drilled into their head. They won't talk. Snitches get stitches. And it will continue to go on in this way. And this is why our inner cities are like shit. Oh, sorry. I couldn't go 25 minutes. This is just the way it is. I'm sorry. It is. It is what it is. And it's sad. But yes, boo-boo. It's them again. We'll be back.